Brethren, all of us have gone through hell. I don't think there's any human being on this earth who will come out and say, oh, I've had a field day my entire life. Life was honey bunky and just good. We have realized that time and again, almost every day of our lives, we do things that we really do not want to do. And at times, we do not understand why we do those things. And when we do those things, we are consenting to, the law of those things, and that they are good. Even though there are things that when we sit and we look at them again with a critical eye, we hate them, we hate what we did. But then why did we do them? What forces us to indulge in them even though we hate them? Even though we do not want to do them? And when we do them, we consent to the law. We have fallen unto the law. But then, Paul says, now then it is no more I that do it because I don't want to do it, but sin that dwells, sin that is habitating, sin that is, says sin that dwells in me. If you are dwelling somewhere, it means you can also walk away from that place. It's a dwelling place. It means if you dwell somewhere, it means you can move from that place. Or it means that if something is dwelling somewhere, it means that thing can be moved away. So in you, there is something that is causing you to do what you don't want to do, what you hate to do, what makes you, when you want to do it, you can't stop. Something is making you do that. And probably you did not recognize or realize that it is something doing it, and that thing makes you to hate yourself for it. Now, Paul says, when I ponder over this, when I think about this, I go forth and back. I ask myself, why am I doing this? Why can't I stop doing this? Something must be wrong. He said, but now, it is no more me that does this. It's not me. No. It is something else that is doing this in me. And that thing is a sin that dwells in me. What does that mean? What is he trying to bring? He is telling you that he will be working. Something will be coming in the future. If it's something that is dwelling in me, then I need to do something about it. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing, for to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. Listen to it again. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. Oh my God. Listen to it. Understand what Paul is trying to say here. Get it. He knows that that thing that is dwelling in him is not a good thing. It's not good. And because that thing is dwelling in him, he cannot perform that which is good because of that thing in him is taking over. that thing which is in him, he knows that there is goodness in him. Listen, that's why I told you I love every human. Because all of you are crazy. You make life good for me. Some of you are crazy in a good way, crazy in a bad way. Everyone is animating my life, and I love that. Because I still love you because I know there is goodness in you. But if there is any evil thing coming out of you, it is because of the sin that dwells in you. It is because of the stranger that is dwelling in you. And that's what Paul is saying here. For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me. Look at it this way. For to will is present with me. It signifies that deep down in his DNA, when the universal God was creating him, in him he put in all the qualities of goodness in him, and all the things that he needs to do according to the law of life, according to the law of nature, according to the law of the universal creator. Everything is intact. It says, for to will is present with me. I will do this because I know it's right. The will is there because it's right. The righteousness. I understand that this is how it's supposed to be. Deep down in me, my consciousness, my mind, my soul knows that this is what is supposed to be. But my spirit has been suppressed by something. Now, what is that thing? For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. But there is something dwelling in his flesh. And in that flesh, there is no good thing in it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Wake up. Don't sleep. What he is trying to say here is that this flesh you see, if you let it the way it is, there is no good thing that is going to come out of it. Because in it there is no good thing. Because what is dwelling in the flesh is already corrupting the flesh. But deep down in you, as a spirit being, as a soul being, you know, your will understands what you need to do. That is in conformity with the cosmos. But because this flesh is contaminated by something which is not good, the entire flesh needs a reformation. It needs a transformation. That's what it's saying here. But how to perform that which is good, I find not. How to do which is good, I know it's good, but I can't do it. Why? I can't. Now let's see what it says in verse 19. For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which would not, that I do. You see how he qualifies now? The evil thing that I would not do, that I will do. I will obey the evil. You know why? Verse 20. Now, if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth deep down in me. Dwells in me. Find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. You see what I said? You now find that there is a law. Now, if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. In 21, I find then a law, that when I would do good, evil is present with me. But guess what? It's not just a law. Principalities. Principalities, they set principles. Principalities are evil ones. They set principles and put them in your life. Principalities and powers. And those principles becomes laws. And they keep applying them in your life constantly until they become a constant law and a constant nightmare in your life. They overshadow your true self and make you begin to sleepwalk. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members. You dig it? You got it now? You got the gist? You got a clue now? Hear what he said. But I see another law in my members, warring against my members. You see that constant fight. Why am I doing this? It's fighting with every member of your body. It's fighting with your brain. It's fighting with your physical self. It's causing total attack. You are fighting with your true nature. It has invaded you. It's fighting with you. You are fighting back because that's not who you are. That's why when you go commit sin, when you go do evil, when you go kill, when you go destroy, when you go cheat, you feel guilty because there is something in you telling you that this is not your nature. What you just did is wrong. There is that battle, there is that fight, there is that war going on. Brethren, even if you don't like me, get this one and understand it, please. It will save your life. The war you are fighting is because there is another spirit that is controlling and suppressing the good spirit, a good man. It says here, it completes here. Look at what it says. It says it. It says, for I delight in the law of God after the inward man. And that's where I'm going to take you. I want to take you to the inward man. It says, I delight in the law of God. Because the law of God is what man is made up of. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. The law of God. When you pursue the law of God, you will go back inside of you. Deep inside. We will see that in the Bhagavad Gita. We will see that in the Quran. We're going to also see that in the Bible. When you delight in the law of God, you have to go back deep in the inward man because that's where you find true God. That's where you meet the battle. That's where the battlefield is. It's not out here jumping and looking for money and all of this, causing yourself headache, killing, destroying souls. The battle is deep within. Deep in you. It's a personal fight. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against spiritual wickedness in high places, against forces of darkness, not against flesh and blood. When you delight yourself in the law of God, which is after the inward man, is different. The game changes. The battle changes. The fight changes. The strategies changes. Everything shifts. Everything moves away. Because the battle has changed its face. The weapons have changed. It's no more guns and bombs and drones. No. It's a spiritual war, like it said in the very first beginning. It said it's spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. And you must be spiritual to get after it. That's where the winners go. You dig it? Look at it this way. But I see another law in my members warring against the law of my mind and bringing me unto captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members, against the law of my mind. What do you understand by that? The law of your mind. There is another law fighting against the law of your own mind. You do that which you don't want to do, but you see yourself doing it. Your mind doesn't want to do it because your mind is the true nature of God. You see the Godhead in you. Your mind is related to the God in you. Everyone has a God in him. You have a God, I have a God. We all have gods in us. But you conflict. Your activities are conflicting with the God in you. Dig it? So, your mind, the law of your mind is so succinct, it's so clear, it's so crisp, it's so clean, that when everything is not good, it doesn't like it. It knows it's wrong. It knows this, this is not right. This is not right. But you see yourself doing it. Your mind doesn't want it, but the law of sin is doing it. But I see another law in the members warring against the law of my mind and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. Oh, wretched man that I am! Who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I am here. Who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Brethren, look, you have a fight in your hands. The reason why you have not been fighting till now is because you didn't know what the fight is. The fight is there's a sinner in you. There is sin in you, as we have seen from the Bible. And that sin is a thief. It's an armed robber. The Bible describes him as a thief who comes in the night to steal, to plunder, to destroy, to kill. He has no soul. He will take you from the day you were born into the desert, into the seas, into the cities, into the villages, rattle your life until at the end of it, steals everything and then kill you again if you don't wake up. He's done that to so many people. All those people I was listening, he stole their lives. Don't be the next victim. He's taking your life from you. So many ways from the day you were born. Now, how does he take away your life? He has invaded you through traditions, through cultures. Like last week we were talking about celebration of Christmas and all these things. Those are the ways that he can get into you. There are so many ways the devil has confused all of us. But we can free ourselves from the burdens he has put us inside. The confusion you've gone through, the things that you cannot free yourselves from, the pressures you have can be taken care of very easily if only you understand, first of all, that you are dealing with a very dangerous enemy who is very cunning and who is real, who has taken away your life. He has taken your life. He has held you captive and is using you in any way, form, or shape he does. And you don't know it. He makes you do things that you don't want to do, but you see yourself doing it. Your mind doesn't want you to do these things, but your mind is overshadowed. Your mind can't do anything about it until you begin to really focus on wanting to do something about it. One thing you need to understand is when you face your demons, for example, when I face my demons, I later on realized in life that the day I face my demons, that is the day I won my battle, not what I experience later on. If you choose to face your demons today, if you choose that today is the day that you're going to make a decision to face your demons, your battle is won today. Your battle will not be won by the successes or the physical experiences you will experience later on in life. Your battle is won the day you make a decision. You need to understand that winning doesn't happen when we see results. No. Winning happens the day we choose to pursue a cause. The moment we resolve to do something, that is when the winning happens. When you have taken a resolution that today is the day I'm going to do this, come rain or sun, I'll do it. You've won a battle. So today, look today as a day that you want to do something with your life. Now that you understand that everything that is happening in your life that you don't want to do, you have a mind, you have a spirit that wants to do good, wants to serve God, wants to live the way God created you. But there is sin in you. There is a thief that is hiding in you. That is causing you to do those things you don't want to do. It doesn't really matter how much bad you've done with your life. If you choose today that you're going to take action and you begin and get serious and resolve, you've won the battle. It's just a matter of time that the manifestation will begin to take place. But now let's look at something. How did we get into this situation where we are controlled by devils, by sin? Once we lose control, the devil takes control. The devil never takes control of us when we are in control. He obeys and respects the law of nature. The devil respects the law of God concerning man. He does. He can't infiltrate our territory until we invite him, until we give him an opportunity to jump in. He can't just come into your house. No, that's not how the devil works. If you don't have control over yourself, he comes in. If you have control, he lets you alone because he plays according to the rule. When it comes to the relationship between man and God. Because when you touch man, man is the apple of God's eye. Don't play with man. In God's creation, in universal creation, man is very important to God. So don't mess with a human being. When you mess with a human being, you mess with God big time. So the devil knows that. So the only way he can mess with a human being is when that human being distances himself from God, is no longer in control of himself. The devil jumps in and grabs you. Jesus said that. He said, when the house is swept and garnished and is clean, and is not occupied, is not taken care of. The demons, they will go, say, but they will come back, they'll hover and then come and look. If they see it's clear and no one is taking care of it, he'll go and bring his friends, they'll jump inside. Because you were not in control. You have to be in control to free yourself. Own your property, which is this body. Learn how to control it. Own it. Own your surrounding. Own the energy around you. The devil will say, yes, sir. And you will live life. You will see people will dying. People will be going through hell. You'll be having experiences. You'll be having some of the bruises, but you are safe. Because you are in control. You know what is going on. Doesn't mean the devil will not stop trying. He is a roaring lion who goes around like a vagabond, always seeking for who to devour. For he that does not have control. Wake up. If you are sleeping, he will have control over your life. If you are sleeping, you step away from ruling your property, your assets. The devil will mess around with everything you have. That's how he got into your territory. It's by the sleep. You were sleeping. He got in. And when he holds you, he's a strong man. He's a strong man. The Bible describes him as a strong man. When he holds you, he doesn't let go. Brethren, don't sleep. Don't sleep anymore, please. Wake up. Now, let me get some water, please. Some water. You know, there is one universal law that the devil himself respects. If you are in control, the devil will let you alone. It's a universal law he doesn't break. Every time we suffer, every time you are suffering, don't blame another person again anymore. Why? You should bear in mind that you lost control. And that's why you suffer. It's not anyone who puts you through that suffering. When you lose control of yourself, of your spirituality, of your person, of everything you are, you will suffer. And you need to catch up and do that very, very fast before it gets too late. How do you catch up? You are a spirit being. You are a soul. And you have a mind. You can control situations. You can change anything. You are energy. And energy can be transformed just like that. You have to lay the process and let it begin to roll. If you want change, if you want to control yourself, you've let your spirit being evaporate out of you. You've let your soul go out of whack. You've let your mind just sleep and doesn't function anymore. So you lost control, and the devil enjoys that. He knows how to take care of that. He turns you into a prostitute. He turns you into a money monger. He turns you into a drone. He turns you into a killer. He uses you how he wants it. He is in control of everything because you let go. Wake up. You are sleepwalking on this earth. If you see yourself doing things that you really sit at times and question very seriously, that maybe what I'm doing is not really in conformity to the universal creator, there is a problem. You need to work on that very seriously and very fast. You are a spirit being. You have a mind just like we read in the Bible. You have a mind that judges you, that tells you what is right from what is wrong, even though you may be believing in what is wrong because the sin in you is confusing you to believe in that. Your mind is still telling you no. You are still just being overshadowed by that sin in you. That same sin that makes you to blame yourself and to think that you are worthless is confusing you. You need to take care of that. How do you do that? Let's see something in the book of Revelations. Revelation chapter 2, I think it's verse 13. Is it? No. Revelation chapter 22 verse 13 says, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And this is what the Quran says in Surah chapter 57. In Surah 57, it says, Surah 57, I think it's 3. It says, He is the first and the last and the outward, and He is the knower of all things. He is the first and the last, the outward and the knower. He knows everything. And if you have your Quran, you can go open into Surah 53, I think verse 3. 57 verse 3. He knows everything. He is the first. He is the last. From inside, from outside, He knows it all. He is the Alpha. He is the Omega. He is the beginning. He is the end. You can't play games with Him. The devil can't play games with Him. If that is happening, that is the type of energy you need to be focusing on. If that were you, that is the type of energy I'll be focusing on. The beginning and the end, the know of all things, the Alpha and the Omega. That's where I belong. Hold on to the mountain. He's God. That's how the Quran describes Him. The God of Islam. That's how the God of Christians describe Him. If I were you, I would take to that. But how do you do that? How do you get that all together? I want us to see something in the book of John again. John chapter 17. If you have your Bible, go pick it up. And let's look at John chapter 17 from verse 20 to 23. John chapter 17, 20 to 23. It's going to be fun. Don't let the devil cheat you. Don't let him do it. He's a liar, thief. Comes to devour, cheat. John chapter 17, verse 20 to 23. Neither pray I for thee alone, but for them all which shall believe on me through their word, that they all may be one as thou. Father, again, that they all may be one as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. You know, Jesus, the apostles, the prophets, the gurus, who believe in God, that God sends on earth to guide mankind. They come with knowledge. They come with wisdom. They come with lots of gifts to imbibe unto us. And when they come with the power to unite us with God. And that when we believe in them, believe in what they teach us, when we believe wholeheartedly and stay strong on what they teach us, we are united with them, and therefore we are connected to our universal God. How do we connect with them? The knowledge they have imparted in us connects us with God. Because through them, God channels wisdom to us. And John is saying here that neither pray I for thee alone, but for them all which shall believe in me through their word. Believe in me through their word. That I will also pray for these other people who are preaching. So that when you believe in them through their word, that they all may be one as thou. So that they all may be one as you who is preaching to them. Father, art thou in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. When you go out and you preach, Jesus was saying he will pray, and he's not only praying for God, he's not only praying for himself, he's also praying for those that will be preaching. For those that we will go and listen to, so that we believe in them. So that when we believe in them, it will be a testimony to God, to man, that they are one with God, and that so they will know that he is sent from God. And that is beautiful. We need to understand that we need to connect with the gurus, with the evangelists, with the preachers, with the men of God. We need to be connected with those that are spiritual, that can lead us to that place where we will gain liberation. But let's see what the Bhagavad Gita says. And we'll see in Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, verse 29. Let me see 25 first. Yeah. It says, he whose self is established in yoga, whose vision everywhere here is even, sees the self in all beings and in all things in the self. A true yoga should be able see everything as if it is in everything. Look at it this way. God is in everything, and everything is in God. A true yoga, a true man of God, a true spiritual person has to look at everything in that aspect. And again, in verse 25, it says, let him gradually retire through the intellect, possessed of patience, having established the mind and the self, let him not think at all. One of the most important things we need to do, let me connect these two verses together in the Bhagavad Gita, is this. As a fellow human being, first of all, one of the greatest things you need to know is that if you are not very spiritual and you don't have a very strong spiritual background, you will have to look for prophets, men of God, preachers, imams, those people that have connection, that have an understanding of how the cosmos works, how God works, how spirituality works. We need to learn from them. And when we learn from them, we need to begin to see these people in the light in which God will see them and how God is. We need to understand that God is in everything. He is in us, we are in Him, and He is in everything, and everything is in Him, and we are all interconnected. When we begin to see the world this way and life this way, then we are connecting to our true selves. But now, what is going to happen is that to make this effective, verse 25 tells us something very important which we should take to conclude here. It says, let him gradually retire through the intellect, possessed of patience, having established the mind in the self, let him not think at all. Listen to it again. Let him gradually retire through the intellect, possessed of patience. We are talking about meditation here. Anybody who wants to liberate himself, brethren, has to learn how to meditate, has to learn how to retire. If you want to free yourself from the burdens of sin, if you want to free yourself from everything we have discussed since I started the devotion today, the most important thing you need to learn is this verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 25. Let him gradually retire through the intellect, possessed of patience, having established the mind in the self, Let him not think at all. It means you have to gradually always find a place of quiet where you will sit patiently and intelligently consider what you are about to do, and slowly have patience in doing so. And this means taming the mind, taming yourself, because you are recollecting yourself when you patiently do that. And when you begin to do that, when you have established the mind in the self, when you begin to tame yourself in meditation, you are going back deep inwardly. You are sinking back deep inside of you. You are establishing the mind in the self. You are taking yourself back into you as if you are sinking yourself in a barrel of water to hide yourself from the entire world. Brethren, Christians, Muslims, you miss the point when you don't meditate. The Bhagavad Gita is telling us that one of the ways to escape, one of the ways to free ourselves from the devil, to understand ourselves, is to establish ourselves in the mind. Take the mind, go back deep into our mind through ourselves. Close your eyes, patiently, sit there, slowly, in a very patient way. Reconsider and dip yourself deep inwardly in yourself. Let him not think at all. It means you let everything aside. Brethren, this is very important. This means you don't have to think at all. This is the moment where you say, okay, all the chaos on earth, I'm done with it. All the craziness, the business, the bills, and everything I own, I'm done with it for now. I need me time. Patiently, sitting, consider yourself, slowly, sink it within you. Whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, the whole day to meditate. When you do this constantly, the devil will have no chance for your life. The devil will run away. You will finally establish yourself, establish a mind in the self when you do so. When you escape from every thinking process, from every doing, and sit steady and focus and go deep back in you constantly every day. There are so many methods to do this. There are so many ways to do this. I'm an expert in that. I deal with my chaos because I meditate a lot. I got this. I want to encourage you, brethren. The only way you can fight the devil is to pray, is to meditate, and be vigilant with your life, and take pro-action. You have to take action about your life if you want to be free. And next week we shall be talking about this in detail. We'll be including exercises, stretches, prayers, meditation, and how to focus on ourselves. I want to let you know that you are privileged, and I am too, to be sharing some of this knowledge with you. If you don't have a Bible, you don't have the Bhagavad Gita, you don't have the Quran, please, I encourage you to go get some. And go on our website at mysoulandI.com. Join me. Go on our YouTube channel. Get in touch with me. I'm looking for new television channels to get this message going. And let me tell you, I love each and every one of you. And see you next week. My blessings.
Finally, that anxiously awaited moment is here. Your precious little bundle of excitement is now package ready. There is no doubt you will enjoy the happiness of the occasion. Your sleepless nights and personal adjustments to increasing life stresses that deplete your energy reserves will soon be a thing of the past. I know juggling the demands of work with family commitments surely leaves little for yourself. This usually results to stress, unhappiness, ill health, and more. It's like a house of cards. Though it is standing, I am hopelessly aware that the slightest breath of wind or the smallest breeze could knock down a wall, a room, or the entire structure. I see your need for a serious companion to a more fulfilling life. That is why your inspirational videos are designed especially for a new life of happiness, peace, love, joy, good health, and abundance, and self-actualization, brethren. As seen on TV, My Soul and I devotion delivers simple, practical solutions to everyday life's easy and complex problems, easy to follow. This comes with easy to follow Ashin training video for a flawless body and a spiritual awakening. This is pricey, but it's yours free just for requesting a free inspirational video and more. Go to www.mysoulandI.com. Mark a yes in a box of choice on the postcard, and I will rush your first free inspirational DVD and more to you. Look, I decree a good thing upon your life, and that the rest of your days be blessed.